decimal. So will it be discrete data category or continuous data category? But this okay, but the decimals would be sometimes you have to make it discrete. Heights are basically more categorized into continuous data. Okay, the reason being there are so many decimals in that. There are so many decimals, so writing the data individually and figuring out certain statistical things like median mode into that. Generally, what happens with discrete data are whole numbers. Generally, this is what happens. Since you're looking, the heights are only few over there. That's why you find it okay. There are few numbers and it's easily traceable. But you should also understand that decimals is good in bandwidths. Okay, decimals are quite good in bandwidths, and the discrete is more workable on whole numbers. But the difference here was not the discrete or continuous. That's what the difference question here was actually not for discrete and continuous category. But still, I give you that idea. If you saying discrete here, it may. I'm saying it may be right. What I'm saying, it may be right. Why? Numbers are very less. But in general, remember, whenever the data are in decimals, the big way to go with those data are continuous. Make them in band. Now, come to the question. Spot the difference here was actually the question about the new terms that you need to understand. Univariate data, bivariate data. This was the spot the difference question. So the first that you can see here, heights in centimeter, is what? A univariate data. And the second, the next data that you see here, temperature in Celsius and the ice cream sales. What do you see here? They are bivariate. Why bivariate? Two variables are used here. One is temperature, other is ice cream number of sales. And in the first data, we have only height. That is univariate. Now you can see the difference. This is important. You can see this snapshot univariate data and bivariate data. Univariate data involves in single variable, like examples you already have seen the heights, and bivariate data involves in two variables. That also you have seen the two variables, like one is ice cream, other is temperature. Are you getting this? Does not deals with any cause relationship. There is no relationship cause in univariate, whereas bivariate deals with the causal relationship, like will increase in temperature is one of the cause to increase the number of sales in ice cream. Are you getting it? So it could be the analysis in that way. Univariate, major purpose of univariate analysis is to describe, and the bivariate, major purpose of bivariate data is to explain. So one is for describe, other is for explain. So your mark sheet is which kind of data? The mark sheet that you get is which kind of data? It's a univariate data or the bivariate data? Tell me. The mark sheet that you get is univariate data or bivariate data? Univariate. Obviously,
हाँ भैया
there is a slot
बोल
of
तो रही हूँ भैया
subject and their marks. Right? There is nothing else. There is nothing else. So that mark sheet is used to describe you in a test. You are not going to explain it to anybody, right? That marks it is just a description of yours in the test. That's what the purpose of univariate data. If it is bivariate, then how it could be? How could I make the bivariate data? I could make bivariate data like
हाँ भैया रुकिए
I upload the marks of your DP1 at one column and upload the marks of your DP2 in other column. Now you have a bivariate data. I get your point. But do you give your marks in like that? Like DP1 marks in one column and DP2 marks in column 2? Obviously not. But if I have to make it bivariate, I'll make it like that. Or if I make it like more good, like your final marks is in specific subjects in final grade of MYP or IGCSE, whatever curriculum you had MYP, right? So MYP and final grade of your DP2. So that is also bivariate data. Now that is the data where I could explain the things. Like where was your marks in English in MYP last year, and where are you now in DP last year? Where were your marks in maths in MYP last year, and where you are in DP final year? The 2 marks will going to explain the entire situation, your works, your ethics, your discipline in these 2 years. Isn't it? So bivariate purpose is to explain analysis of 2 variables simultaneously, correlations between them, comparisons, relationships between them, cause, explain, table of one variable is contingent on the values of the other variable, independent, dependent variable, these kinds of things. What could be the question? Sample questions will be created like, is there a relationship between the number of female in computer programming and their scores in mathematics? So this could be the questions designed for bivariate data. Like one column would be the number of females enrolled in computer programming, and those students who enrolled in computer programming, what were their marks in final school. So they could be the correlations. They could do like correlations why they are opting for programming. Had their marks are good enough to opt for the computer programming, or will they willingly taking it, or it's just for kind of their friends or their relatives or their parents are forcing them to take it. So it's kind of correlation. All the things comes into picture in that way. And getting your point. So bivariate data is actually very good to study the situation, good to go with test, good to study the explain the things and various other things like that. But univariate have their limitations. What are the purpose? To find out the central tendency, mean, median, mode, dispersons like range, variance, maximum value, minimum value, like box whisker diagram. That you have done this. Univariate data you have worked a lot in your IPs. So that is what your previous learning. Frequency distribution, bar graph, histogram, pie chart, line graph, box whisker plots. This you have done. Now the more focus will be bivariate data in your this DP grade. But I'll start with the univariate data where we are figuring out. I just want to understand, like, do we still remember how to figure out mean, median, mode? Okay. I hope you get lots of things now. I'll better come to now the maths part where we need to do some math. Okay. Is my screen visible to you? Okay, I'll come to the worksheet where we will be working on this mean, median, mode, range, interquartile, your previous learnings. So